Microphone. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Can you hear us? Is everything fine with the sound and our voices and audio and video? Everything is cool, or? Okay. Thanks, K-Rajate. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you guys. So let's start. This is Pyramid Games speaking, and we have today's every Thursday stream. This is Piotrek, the lead programmer of Mars.
Hello, everyone.
You probably know him, and you probably know me, Lucas. Technically, I am like a main tester of Occupy Mars, but yeah. Hello everybody. Hello, nice to see you, all of you guys, ladies and persons. Today I will share with you some news about maybe our preparation to early access, because we've been talking today that we are working, actually you are working very hard to prepare the early access version. Maybe some news about the beta, or rather statement about the beta, and we will talk about the topic which is very concerning for the players. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something I totally can't argue. I support it 100% time. Lots of very helpful people on our Discord channel and Steam community, and I have to admit that when we release more keys for the players who start understanding the game, help other people. So that's very heartwarming. So, okay, maybe we will start with. I will switch to the game, which is opened. Okay. Okay, and let us know if everything is fine. So. First of all, the main question, I think maybe the very difficult question, is about what's up with the early access, because we've been talking today. I think we can share some news without sharing too much. That we are actually, you are preparing along with the team the version for the early access. Like, we are merging the.
Yes, we made a final build for beta, and we can start to merge our new features.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of features with the last time, but we can't merge it to the beta because we want to have a stable version of the game to give to you, to the players. And now we can start to merge it. And what can I tell more?
Yeah, it's very important things that you said, that without like maybe suspending the works on beta version a bit, you and the team can't proceed with the whole early access build, because like if you add more and more like fixes and changes to the beta, like you just can't merge all of that. So this is important for you guys to understand that like for now the beta version is like we still need you to test that and to report the bugs. But if there are not very critical bugs, which will be fixed using hotfixes, then the next version is the early access. So that's very important. We are not abandoning beta. We're just like maybe the priority is early access now, because we have promised something to deliver.
Yes, each feature we will add to the build, create, generate a new bugs, and we need to fix it. So this is a never-ending story.
Exactly. we had that like when you were waiting for the fixes, and we had like 5 versions or 4 versions. Between the version that went to the players and the version that the next version.
I think more.
More, exactly. Yeah, because there were 3 versions with number 99 point. Yeah, we are run out of numbers for the versions. So yeah, these are the 2 important news. We are progressing towards the early access. which takes a lot of time. And like Piotr, you can say that for now you are not coding, you are merging all the time things.
I'm coding a little too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I must to correct the merge to do fixes.
Mhm.
So I still coding, but in the meantime I merging
Merge.
and
Mhm.
managing tasks and what who need to work to do with which task.
And I have to say that you may not know, but Piotrek is, I think, the best organized person I've ever met. It's like Mr. Robot or better from the yeah. But that's completely true. And every project needs somebody like Piotrek to manage the task and just to keep the developers, because the developers are the free spirits and they like to wander about and not work, just dream. No, just joking. So yeah, one more time, short story summary. We are changing the priority to early access, but if there is some very critical bug for the beta version, we'll hotfix that. But it's better. It's better there are no critical bugs. Okay, guys. So let's switch to the second topic of the day. So this is the electricity system, and generally you have to know. I think I have mentioned that you are the author of the electricity system, and also you have programmed the whole cable system. And I hope Piotrek will be able to answer your questions about the electricity system.
I will try.
Although we have to know that
I'm not sure if I can answer all questions, but I will try.
We have found at least one thing that nobody actually knows, because I assume that if you don't know that, then nobody knows why there are such units in the game. So don't ask that question, because we have no answer for that. Will we get any organization for the cables? I don't like the current one. It's quite cool.
We will have a new feature with cables. The player, when the player will drop with a cable, he will take two plugs in the hand, and after he plugged one to the device, automatically second plug go to his hand, so it will be more easier to manage the cables.
I think it's wait a minute, I will just change the settings. I think that's quite a good good change.
I will try to talk louder, but I think I can't.
Piotrek is the he's. I think the maybe the lower is your voice, the more power it has. Like people have to listen to you, not try to outscream you. Okay, that's better. Okay, we have changed the setting a bit. Okay.
I can tell you a funny story that the cables was the first system in the Mars. Really? Yeah, and the cable system had a lot of iteration. First, with it was only line renderer. It was the 2D line of a cable, and after it we made the 3D cable.
Okay.
and first cables was only on the workbench, and after it we decided to create the cables mechanics to
make it more realistic. I think it's better looking.
Yes, and to more functionalities to transport the water and electricity.
Yeah, I haven't known that, because I joined Mars like at least 2 years after it started, Okay, so we have a few questions in the meantime. So first, better controller support. I think we have reached that goal on the Kickstarter.
Yes, and we working on it.
Mhm.
We have first built with new inputs for the controller, but it is still in the testing, and I think we will make changes to this system because it's not perfect now, but we will have
Okay, so
controller support.
okay, so we have the confirmation that we are working on that, and it's in the testing. Okay, what's more? The location of the ITS random.
No,
No.
the location is static. You can find the ITS and write the location, and in Navigator you can go to this point, and ITS will be in the same place.
Okay. Wait a minute. Because guys, you are so. Yeah.
It is possible to make the system to straighten the cable. I think no, it isn't possible because if we try to do it, we need to make the system to avoid all obstacles in the world, so it can be very difficult and cable will not look good, I think. It is possible, but I think it's hard and not worth it.
As you said, it's always the question whether the effect is worth of the work and the potential problems, because it's not like only okay, we like have 6 hours of coding that, but then we need to test that, and suddenly it can show up that it needs additional like 30 or 50 hours of coding while fixing bugs caused by that. So wait a minute, we check the. Now we have everything is green here, so maybe some problem with. Okay, this is actually the same version, because you're asking. This is the same version which is on beta playtest. We are playing the exactly the default. Oh, I suppose so. Yeah, this is the default version. The same version you guys have in the just you guys have there. Wait a minute, because there were some questions.
In the real life, when you do something with cables, for example, when you assemble a computer, you can't straight the cable.
Yeah.
You must plug and unplug the cables a lot of times and try to put it behind the case of the computer. So it's like real life, and I think it's very funny.
Yeah, generally, there are some problems sometimes. Like for example, when they're back with infinite cable, when two nodes were stretching to the infinite points, and you had like the cable that was stretching all over the map. You could go after that, and it was like infinite. And this fun. It was actually quite funny.
But now we don't have this bug, yes?
No, I can't remember when that happened.
It was a long time ago.
It was fixed. Will we be able to grind down the landing pod at some point? Actually, that's another question for you. I see no reason why not. The server doesn't remember that back.
Maybe it's question to design team, I think, because when you grind the landing pod, you don't have starting equipment, printer, oxygen, and place to sleep. so you can die.
Without that.
In the EA, you will start without rover, so the landing capsule will be your base, and
So basically, you can assume that okay, maybe we have possibility to grind that, but not before you're like safe. But it's faster. We were talking also about possibility of joining it to your base. So that's maybe rather
possibility to join the base. Maybe.
maybe.
But still, I think question to design team.
Okay.
Making this landing pod craftable, it isn't the problem. I think it's only problem with the report of players. I grind landing pod. What can I do? I die. I think we will receive a lot of these issues.
We need guys cheats because we want to show you specific things.
We didn't.
Right. Okay, so I need
back to the topic with straightening the cable. If you do the cable very long, and if you want to pull it back to inventory, you can not click to the cable, but you can hold the left mouse button, and all cable will back to your inventory. So it is a simple way to create a new cable.
Christmas cables. I think it's possible.
We had the Christmas cables, but Christmas cables need a lot of lights. It's
okay.
For optimization, but maybe for the fun we can.
It will kill your PCs, but we can.
We can back it, revert it to the game. You can show to the players this mechanic to pull the cable. What do you think?
Well, we could do that.
Yes, no, so you can drop.
Okay.
Drop the cable.
Yeah.
Right click. And now, when you hold the left mouse button, you can
switch. Hide it.
Yeah, so all the cable.
Okay. Keyboard combination. It's not just keyboard combination, and some of you guys have tried. It wasn't nice, and we know that somebody was asking the devs about the cheats. I am aware of that. I had to punish them a bit,
Yes,
and Piotr had to make some statements inside the company.
Yes, some of our team members receive a message, give us the cheats, and they are confused, and
you have to understand they are
what we should do with this.
And I think we can make a joke that, guys, those people are not used to talking to other people except other devs. You don't make them stressed. They didn't know what to say. Okay, some random guy from our Discord community is writing to us, almost heart attack. So just be be good to them. No, just joking. Okay, so. Somebody asked, I think Orca asked, so one more time, the ITS location is static, as Patrick said. It doesn't change. It's in a specific place on the map.
It is possible to get the transportable battery pack on the trailer. Maybe we will add more transportable objects to the trailer.
In the future?
Yes, why not?
I think it looks like a cool idea to do.
we have the transportable tanks with substance, so why not?
Okay, so guys, why we use cheats today? Because we want to show you a specific thing, and I don't want to waste time on like building things and other. A creative mode, you mean the free play? Well, the free play is kind of creative mode. If I understand well, yeah. Trailer based on kilopower reactor, movable power generator, basically. Okay, you mean the kilopower reactor on the trailer? I don't know. Like all of those are good ideas. The question is how to implement that in the game. Okay, so we need a workshop here. I need a battery. A transformer, I suppose. Okay. So I think the first thing we need to show is how to build a proper electricity system. So we need a source, and actually there will be three kinds of sources of power in the game. So the basic one is all kinds of the solar panels. The second one, also available in the game but not in the beta version, is the kilopower reactor. And as you guys unlocked it, it will be wind turbines. So they all differ. The solar panels, I think, they are the cheapest and the easiest to build, but they have like one big flaw. They can't produce power when as I said, it's not available in the beta. And the solar panels, they can't produce power when there is no sun. So if there is I think this sunstorm disables them and generate the night. So it's like you don't have.
But now probably sunstorm doesn't disable generating the power, but creating the dirt on the solar panels, which makes panels dirty, and it creates less power.
Okay, and wind turbine. There's a question because somebody asked once when solars work. Actually, it work. There are specific hours in which they work. I think it's correct me if I'm wrong. Since 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like 12 hours?
I'm not sure now. Maybe.
I think it's
maybe from 7 to 7. So someone on the chat write that it's from half past 6 to a.m. to half past 6 p.m.
So that's the time when it works. And the second part of the system is transformer, and use transformer just to send the power further. So basically, when you send the output in the transformer, if I don't have anything attached to the transformer, will I lose power or not? I mean, in the situation like that no cable is attached here, but I set the output.
No, but if you don't have a battery, power will be lost because
exactly
it
only sends power, it doesn't store them.
Yes, it isn't the place to store the power. But if you connect the battery to transformer and you will not connect output to the device, power will not be lost from the battery. Like in real life, if you create the solar panels on your home, and you don't have the battery. In real life, we have the battery in our country have the system to storage.
No, we actually don't have one. So if we produce more power, then if we produce more power than we use, I think we export that.
Yes, we export
to the different countries. Okay, but because what I wanted to show is like, so we know that workshop uses about 20 kilowatts per hour.
You can check it on the map.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually a very nice feature. Hello, new guys. Hello, simulator. Yeah. So the battery transformer, nothing with the battery drain.
No.
Okay. So, but
the power will back to the battery.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't known that actually. Okay, because I wanted to show the feature which was added. I think also you have programmed that feature with the radar.
The map?
No.
Probably yes. It was upgraded by someone else, but the base map was made by me.
Okay. So actually, it's like 10 kilowatts.
And medium solar panel generate how many?
30. We have, you may be thinking why we haven't linked the well to any source of power, but you have to remember that well has its own solar power panel, so during the day it can work even if not powered because it has its own solar panel. But if you want to attach, for example, the Sabatier reactor, it has the socket, and you need to add additional power here, right? So you guys have to remember about that, because if you don't deliver enough power, I think the well won't stop working then. If you don't deliver additional power, if you have.
I'm not sure, but I think that the well will still generate the water, but oxygen or methane
won't work.
Yes.
Okay. So if you set the ECU to max power, then it will only use what's needed. I'm not sure because, guys, look.
Yes,
like,
it's very right.
Okay. Like if we, for example, have set here like 30, so we have no storage because I haven't attached anything to the battery. So the rest of the power that we send them is just lost. So we need the third part of the system, which are batteries. So what we should do is to link the transformer to the battery, and then so that's the important thing. We have like 60 kilowatts, and check it out. It's 2 a.m. the quarter after 2 a.m. So, and we set 60 kilowatts per hour. So you will be able. You see, that's one. Every 10 minutes, the game updates the electricity system, the whole system, yes. And you will see that in the moment, as we are power in 60 kilowatts divided by 6, because we have six intervals, 6 parts in the hour. So every single 10 hours we got 1/6 of that. So we had in hour we will have 60, but in half an hour we'll have like 30, for example. So this is like a crucial thing to understand, because some people are a bit have troubles understanding that I have set like a 60, but I went there and I have like only 10 or something, a very smaller part.
It's value per hour.
Exactly.
Maybe we should write kilowatts per hour. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think it's that's we can't like make it refresh faster, but we also can't make it refresh in bigger amount of time. But this one is like very understandable and easy to calculate, because like you have 24 hours, so you okay, like I have like 8 hours. I have, for example, 30 and 30 kilowatts per hour of production, so I will have like 8 hours count 60 kilowatts, which means 480 kilowatts of power. My workshop uses 10 kilowatts per hour, so I have like that much of power I will collect before, for example, the noon. So that's the case. You need just to understand that here the values changes every 10 minutes, but in the in every setup, like this one is the value per hour. So we have to like divide that value through 6 to see the increase. We change that a bit, because another problem is that when guys, because in some time we will understand that the best way to storage energy is to make the series of batteries. This is the most efficient way for you to use it. So we'll build another battery.
Or maybe battery upgrade.
Or
I'm not sure it is available in the beta.
It is, but I need to unlock it, and I don't know how the cheat with the adding experience works. So just in a moment, I want to show you something else, because like we have, for example, here like 100 kilowatts. What I will do now is I will set the output to 100 and like 50, for example. Okay, refresh. I'll just 100. And you may assume that, okay, that 100 will go in a moment, and I will have 100 here again. You will have to divide this value by 6, and then you will get the result here. And if that value is lower than the capacity of the previous battery, you will have only the capacity divided by 6. So the capacity of the battery, you can see that here. Now the capacity of the battery, the power stored, is lower than the value that we set. So the amount of stored energy limits the amount of energy which is sent. Even if for that moment you would have like enough energy, this is like calculated using whole hours. Oh, okay, it's difficult to understand. You need to like practice that, and we will see that. Yeah, it's. I understand the Explorer, but you know, it's. We know that people have problems with that, so we decided to like explain that. But the one most important thing here, and the only important thing, is that you set values per hours, but they refresh every 10 minutes. So just remember, divide by 6. And it applies to everything. It's the same with the water, oxygen, methane, and so on. Okay, another thing which is like maybe not the math now. Yeah, it's because okay, if you there is like two different approaches. Actually, Piotrek is the fan of one, and I am the fan of the other one. Once we were doing the stream, we were talking about you wanted to build like to save the resources and not to build too much buildings, I mean solars, while I wanted to say, okay, so let's build lots of batteries, lots of solars, and have like the reserve. So these are two different approaches. Some people just build a lot of infrastructure for that, and it just depends. Okay, and another thing which is important, we were talking about that just before, and we'll show you that here. I will just join the workshop to the battery. So while transformer, if the value of power out is higher than necessary, then you like lose that power. In the battery, you may set like, for example, 50, right? And we want maybe more, 120. And we won't lose the like 20 per hour. We will lose just 10 because the unused power goes back to the battery. So we don't have to be afraid then. Piotrek wouldn't survive a meteor strike. I don't know, maybe, because it's a question, because he could rebuild the base very fast, because he has lots of experience, lots of resources stored.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Why?
So yeah, you can either minimize the amount of energy that you are using, or you can save the resources and save the resources, or you can have like lots of resources used. I always said batteries 5 lower than input to accumulate and do not drop. Okay, that's also the strategy, but remember that you won't lose the power which is not used. Now we will just unlock. We don't need that. But we will unlock those things.
Blueprint. New blueprint.
Oh no, I don't need that one actually for now. Upgrades. You guys remember that in the prologue we didn't have upgrades. We had just we had to build more and more batteries. So those are the basics, the very, very basics of the electricity system and battery system. And that's all for the streaming, and now enjoy. No, just joking.
But I think you did a mistake when you try to
explain
how the battery works.
Okay.
But I think we need to start from the end, from the begin. From the first battery. When you put the power out to 100 kilowatts, and the current capacity, current battery charge is below this power out. So energy transfer to the next battery is not the current charge divided by 6, but it's
amount of.
But no, it's power out divided by 6, and on the another battery, power in informs about the prognosis of the power
per hour
in the next hour.
Okay, right. That's my mistake. Sorry. It's, okay, important thing.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, I do. So generally, where is the mistake? So the actual output is limited by the amount of stored energy, but what I said is here, meaning power in, is the prognosis based on how many energy is in the. Do I understand that well?
Yes, in the previous battery.
Okay.
But the energy which it is transferred is the output.
The set output divided by 6.
Yes.
Okay, so if I set, for example, I don't know, 60 kilowatts out, but I have only 50, then it will send like the 10 kilowatts every single 10 minutes until it's all gone. But here it will show me the 50.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you have right.
Okay, guys. Yeah, you see, if I can learn something new. We wanted to make, and this is why the Piotrek is actually here, because he knows all of the details of that system. Yeah, okay, so that's how the batteries work and the transformers works. And now the another thing which is important for the strategy of building your base.
But maybe we should make more text on the battery. What do you think? We have space, so we can create the text with prognos, with power.
You mean here more?
Because I think it can be confusing.
What do you guys think? Wait a minute, I will just make our.
I think more information give more.
We are blocked.
Why?
No, something. Wait a minute.
More information on the panel gives more knowledge how the system works, but it can be hard to understand in the first look.
Okay.
Maybe we should make the option in the
more info.
Options, yes. Details information on panels or simple information. What do you think about this?
I think that's a good idea. What do you guys
What do you
think?
think?
Because we had lots of info from the new player, especially new players, but also the experienced ones sometimes have a problem with understanding that system. And if you think that it's a good idea, we, as Piotrek said, we have space for that, so we could implement like more detailed view here with more information. I need to find the rover because we will die in a moment. So let us guys know, because like that's the good moment for that. Start a wiki, explain details in there. Okay, that's also a good solution. We know that some of you guys are very active on the on the Mars Wikipedia, but this is like the external solution, which is good, which is actually very good. But what do you think about the internal one? Just the more details inside the game for the people who are like not how it's called, who are in a hurry, who don't want to wait and look for the things.
I think there are two types of people. Someone like to search in the internet, in the wiki to find the information, and some type of players like to have all information in the game.
Right.
I like to search in the internet and
Me too.
read about the game after the playing, before the sleep. So I think it's funny.
Okay, the Stone Anvised and Orca, this is actually one of the things that is actually reworked now. Can I say that those do not work too good now? No, it's completely new system. Yeah, and it will be explained. But
which system? Knowledge?
The tablet system.
Yes.
But there's also the knowledge system here. It will be here.
Connected. When you find the tablet in the world, you will get the information about our game and the Mars, and you will get the technology points. But you will have even knowledge base, basic information about the buildings and other. But I think we will not have it on the start of the EA, but after EA we will fill the knowledge base with all the information.
There's a question about pumps. and that's why am I building. Okay, I can't build that here.
Why?
Because there is no place for that actually. Oh, there is. Cool. So we show you also how the pumps work. But I need to build again the vertical. I can build methane. I'll show the guys. Oh, we build just oxygen for now. Okay, and there was also a question about somewhere before, we missed that for a moment, about the co-op in the game. And so I think one more time we can explain that we are planning co-op, and it's as one of the Kickstarter goals, but it will be rather closer to the full release than somewhere in the middle, because it's like very complex system.
Yes, co-op is very hard to implement because from the beginning our game was not prepared to be co-op game, so we need to change a lot of mechanics.
We have like how it's called. We have some kind of not a frame rate, but it's framework. Like the co-op, our co-op system is like the framework for that. But until we have all of the mechanics ready, there is no way to finish the co-op, because you'd like when you have everything ready, almost the full game is like finished. Then you can like merge all of that and add it to the cooperation mode. But if you don't have all of the mechanics ready, it's like a suicide mission to prepare the cooperation mode, because there is a risk that something won't work. But it's like we haven't changed anything. We are planning to add the cooperation mode. Last time with Michael we were talking about, for example, how many people could be there at once. So guys, don't worry about that. What's more? And what about putting an explanation for the electricity system in the knowledge section? We could do that.
I think we will put the explanation in the future, but I'm not sure it will be the complex information, because there are a lot of.
So again, the same problem with as if the co-op. We need to first finish all of those things, then.
Yes, but I wanted to tell something else that I think it's very hard to put complex information in the words. We need explain it on the samples, because it's very hard to
it's like you can see that even now when we have like game switched on and we can show you on the examples, it's somebody said something about the math. It's not that easy to explain the complex system like that. So I think that the tutorials will be maybe more useful for that. But I think we definitely try to explain it, but it's not that. Okay, somebody could ask why are you using such a complex and difficult mechanics in the game? It's just the game needs it.
But there is still only explain the simple way to use the electricity and substance system.
I think another thing.
Maybe we should create the advanced electricity tutorial in the future.
That's I think that's a cool idea. Okay, I think I can link that topic to, for example, the question of the units, because once somebody asked us why the system is not more complex, why are you using the wrong units here, and
I don't know. Someone told to me
Mhm.
use this unit, and I didn't ask why.
So basically, from the physical point of view, our system is basically correct. You can use those units in such use. I mean, that wouldn't be very wrong to use that. It's like maybe some hardcore electrician would say that okay, it's lame and it's not good. But basically, those can be correctly used for the purpose we use them here. But we assume, for example, that the volts, like everything else is standardized and set in a way that it doesn't actually matter. We won't change any other units than those here, and that works correctly and it's fine. We could make it more complex, but then the game wouldn't be playable for casual players. Like only the electricians would be able to play that. Like somebody asked me somewhere that like we have kilowatts here, and somebody said you don't use kilowatts here. You use only kilowatts per hour. You use amperes per hour. Yeah, and that's completely true. It's usually we use amperes, kiloamperes, or the milliamperes for the very small batteries to set how big is the capacity of the battery. But then you have to, like, if you use amperes, you have to also use the other units to explain actually how much the power and how much the power is there and how much you can use, how much things it can power. So when we use kilowatts per hours and kilowatts, it's quite correct and it's much easier, but we assume that everything else is set and can be changed and then it works. But as I said, electrician would be like maybe a bit amazed by our system. But it's from the physics point of view, it's basically it's quite correct. But yeah, we could make it more complex. But what for? Actually, it won't be playable then. As we said, it's somebody said something about math. And now somebody would say that I'm not in the physics school or I'm not in the electricity school. So although basically speaking, our Martian is electrician, I suppose. It was the plot assume.
Probably yes.
Yeah, so I think when we talked with our main designer Jacek Bonio, there's something about that he doesn't need to learn how to use electricity because he is electrician. Yeah, exactly. As you said, Tom Alvil, it makes it easier for people to understand in, out, and other things. So maybe it's a simplification, but it's a simplification that makes the game playable. Okay, and
unit is only unit. We can convert it to different.
But to make it completely playable using all of the units, because if you use the amperes per hour, then you need to add I don't actually remember how it's called in English, napięcie I the voltage, and yeah. So and it makes it actually more and more complicated. But when you use kilowatts per hour, it's like simple, volts. It's simple, but it works. So like just we know that there were some guys like we had in the Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, people who were so keen and they knew, okay, this bone is a bit different than in the reality. Okay, it's and it's completely true, but that game needs some simplification because it's science fiction. So yeah. Okay, something about pump station and O2 production. So we're going to that. Yeah, it's like AI. actually you should be happy that Mobot is not too smart, because if the AI will be is smart enough, then we are in danger. You know that, guys. Hello, hello, gaming guy. Konrad actually wanted to be here today, but he has a. Actually, we could show you that, because we have prepared something. Konrad has prepared something. He has another task. Patrick, just please talk for a minute, and I will prepare that thing. Okay.
Okay.
Why Konrad is not here today? Because he has something else to do, and we will show you that in a moment. We have a very short break.
Pump station and substance should work like electricity, but maybe the text and on the panels it's a little different. Maybe it is the bug, like someone tell.
We just check it in a moment, because we have prepared that. So we will check. If it's a bug, then we will try to fix it. And I think Orca Quail, that could be something like that. You will see that just in a moment. And just to add a few, like he wants to be on the streams, but just he has you know that Konrad is not only streaming, because he's also a I have forgotten the name, the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master. So he helps our teams to work more efficiently.
And he can create a lot of media.
Exactly. Not only media, videos and graphics. He also works with the dialogue system in Mars, and he's very keen on that. So the Konrad is kind of person that he doesn't like to just do what he does. He is a person who likes to expand and progress. So it's like he just finds new things to do, and that's cool. That's actually really, really cool. And another cool thing is that our company and our CEO allows us to do that. This is one of the very big advantages of working here. Yeah, like the multi-tool, exactly. That Konrad is next to the in the room next to us. So we'll have a break, and we'll share with him all of those things. Okay, guys. So a short movie for you. We will have a very, very short break. Okay. Just answer that one more question. Okay. What is the story for this game, if there is any?
I don't know the current concept. It changes every day, but we have the basic story. But yes, it's secret.
It's secret. And top secret.
Our designer knows the whole story, and probably he has the story in his head. I'm only programmer. I don't know.
Okay, this is a very small dodge, but okay, I can tell you just a few things more. So there is a story in the game, and there will be a campaign. The campaign is.
So the story will be available in the EA.
And the first chapter of the campaign, as we said. And you will have like two modes: the campaign mode, which will explore the story, and the free play, which is basically the sandbox for to play. What about the details of the story? They are secret, as Piotrek said, but yes, there are some inspirations like The Expanse, The Martian, especially, and more science than fiction. So that's all what we can say for now. But definitely want to make a story that will like just grab you, choke you, and make you stand. Okay, sorry for that picture I give you. Potato farming. Okay. So guys, we showed the movie that Connor prepared, and have a very short break. We'll be back in a moment.
In this episode, welcome to Mars. When we colonize Mars, our goal will be not only to settle down and make it our new home, but primarily to provide a continuous flow of scientific information and discovery. After many robotic missions, we begin to understand Mars' geology and habitability potential, but there is still much to discover. Collecting geological samples, searching for new resources and ways to produce them in Martian conditions. All those processes need a developed workflow that we can test now while being on Earth. In today's episode, we would like to show you how the High Seas team conducts research in their analog Mars missions. We'll take a closer look at their efforts to gain knowledge about the strange and challenging terrain they were facing during their mission. We'll compare it to the terrains in our game, the cold, diverse, and merciless environment of the Red Planet that will challenge the player in his fight for survival.
So you can see this is the kind of terrain that our hab is situated in. Behind me is Olympus Mons. It's really nice today since it's really clear weather. There's no dust obstructing our view. It's a really beautiful sight and we love to see it outside of our hab window. Primary constituents of the terrain around here are different lava rocks. So the stuff we're standing on is mostly cinder rock because there's a cinder fissure that our hab is sitting right next to, which is formed by lava spraying up in large fountains, creating a bunch of these small pebbly rocks you can see around me. Further out in the background, that black rock you can see is mainly A'a and Pahoehoe lava mixed together. And what A'a is very very rough, crumbly lava that has dried into these solid rocks that are sort of loose, kind of like the cinder rock, but in larger pieces. And then the Pahoehoe is lava flow that was kind of viscous, like syrup, but that hardened in that state. So if you walk up close to it, you'll see it's like a very wavy pattern, but it's rock solid because it is literally rock. It's a fascinating terrain out here, and we just got back from an excursion to some lava tubes. They're all over the place here, and hiding inside those lava tubes is microbial life that lives off of moisture that collects inside those caves, as well as some sulfur. In fact, I believe I found a rock behind me here that has a little bit of sulfur on it. That's the stuff that feeds those microbes. They don't need to photosynthesize, they just work off of chemical reactions. It's a fascinating place out here. Vehicles obviously don't work all that well around here because of just how rough the terrain is, but there are some beaten paths that are good to walk on. But if you've ever tried to walk out on these rocks, it's a real ordeal. It takes a lot of exercise, especially in these suits.
In the game, you can visit many real-life Mars locations created based on scans provided by the HiRISE experiment placed on board the NASA Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. You will be able to visit the summit of Olympus Mons, the Mariner Valley, and many well-known craters such as Gale, Korolev, Endeavour, Jezero, Gusev, and other places in an unlimited procedurally generated terrain. The distances in our game are shorter than in real life to provide smoother gameplay. Olympus Mons is the highest mountain in the solar system. In real life, it's 21 kilometers high, while in our game it's about 10 times smaller. But it looks very similar to the real thing because it is based on a 3D scan of the real Mars terrain. The same goes for many other regions which you can visit in the game.
To give you all a better view of the terrain surrounding the habitat, I've brought up some drone footage that we took during one of the last days of our mission. You can see the large ridge just behind the dome that was, as I said, formed by a fissure, and you can actually see the openings into that fissure along the center line. Around this red cinder rock is the black lava flow that I mentioned earlier. You can see a gigantic pit at the very end of that ridge, and that is a spot that we referred to as Black Waterfall because, as you'll see as we turn the view here, there's actually a lava flow that poured into that pit at a later time and solidified in place. Here's a closer view of the ridge that shows the openings of the fissure that used to deliver lava to the surface. This particular formation was actually quite fragile, and we could only walk across it at a very specific point since any location along this ridge would collapse under too much pressure. This clip comes from our excursion to the lava tube that I mentioned earlier, although this is separate from the one underneath the ridge. You can see around us is a lot of black rock that hardened around the flowing lava back when this tube was originally formed. On the ceiling are these white formations left behind by the chemosynthetic life forms I mentioned earlier. They make almost these plant-like crystals on the ceiling. And then around us are a bunch of small stalactites that look a lot like bat wings. Lava tubes like this one are important to astrobiologists since they show how life could thrive on a planet like Mars, sheltered from the irradiated dry surface. There may be chemosynthetic life forms just like the ones we found here. Commander Mikhaila Musilova, our resident astrobiologist, collected extremophile samples from the lava tubes as part of a collaboration with NASA Goddard. The exact mechanism used by these microbes to convert chemicals into energy isn't fully understood by scientists, so studying these samples will provide insight into how similar life forms might live on the surface or subsurface of Mars. Preserving any Martian ecosystem will be a top priority for future colonists, especially if they decide to take up residence in the protection of a lava tube. Understanding earthly extremophiles now will help that effort in the future. Remember, settling Mars isn't just about surviving and solving engineering challenges, it's also about expanding the scope of human knowledge beyond the confines of Earth. I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the near future and are excited to one day occupy Mars.
In the game, there are also some underground caves waiting to be discovered, especially under high mountains such as Olympus Mons. Inside, you can find some rare minerals and chemical elements, such as uranium. We have been building the Occupy Mars universe since 2017, with a goal to provide an immersive experience that accurately reflects today's state of scientific knowledge about future Mars colonization, while also maintaining fun and engaging gameplay. During that time, we constantly changed and improved every aspect of the game to keep it up to date with current trends and graphic standards. One of the biggest challenges during the development was creating the new, more realistic procedural open-world terrain generation system. This process took us a long time, but it was worth it. Together with it, we recreated the rock drilling system and improved the quality of textures, which made the whole environment look much better. The new system also means better optimization. Generating terrain is up to 5 times faster than in the previous version. Fresh and more realistic appearance of the environment, with greater number of pebbles, stones, rocks, crayons, craters, mountains, each in different variants. The ability to show tracks left by the vehicles and the player's footprints on the regolith. New rock splitting system with more distinguished looking raw resources inside. More unique places like destroyed bases abandoned by previous expeditions where player can find useful resources and items. More named historical locations and the real NASA rovers found at those locations. We also developed new, better-looking rocks with 4K textures and new visual ways to inform players about resources contained in each rock. And more variants of those rocks make the environment even more diverse and immersive, which you can see for yourself while playing the beta version. See you in the next episode of Tight Beam from Mars, in which we will talk about plant cultivation.
These were very little seedlings when we first got them, and as you can see, just after 2 weeks, they're almost fully fledged lettuces.
One more thing. We've launched a Kickstarter campaign, which will help determine the future scope of this game. We've prepared some exciting rewards for the backers, including instant beta access, so make sure to check it out. You'll find the link in the description. Follow us on social media, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to add the game to your wish list on Steam. You will find the link in the description. In this episode,
Well, okay, guys, we are back again. Hello, everybody. Can you hear us? Is everything
Hello.
cool? Fine. Whoa, so many questions. So we will start with answering the question, and then we will discuss one more thing. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for the confirmation. So all parts of the robot. So the problem with the Spotty, our robot, is that you can find all of the things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? And because we have news from people that some people it doesn't enable after it's completed. So we could fix that, but the amount of time needed to fix the Spotty is so big that it could delay other works, and as we said, we promised some things to you, and we want to focus on the early access, but definitely the fixing Spotty is one of our priorities. So it will be fixed somewhere in the A, rather faster than later, but probably not for the early access premiere. I think is that correct what I said?
Yes, you have right. So Spotty is a difficult issue because we have the dynamically built world with a lot of buildings, rocks, generated terrain, and the Spotty have machine learning algorithm to find the path. So it needs to be learned how to move on the Mars more and more.
And the other problem is that if Spotty learns how to do things, Michael can't code because he has that program for machine learning. So either he learns, teaches Spotty how to do things, or he codes, and then Michael has lots of important tasks to do. So sorry, Spotty, like you have to wait. Okay, another thing, co-op finished. Guys, you know what to do if you want to have co-op finished. There is a QR code here. Spread the news, spread the goodwill about Martian colonization. That's the case. And as we said,
Yes, we need your cooperation with our
Support.
development.
it's how nice that cooperation. Okay, but yeah, basically Patrick's right. We need guys your cooperation, and that's epic task. How long is the early access away? Okay, so the official news is that we still think about the first quarter of the year. Everything depends on mainly how fast can we merge and test, and how fast the publisher will accept. But we haven't changed any official terms yet, and we hope we won't have to do that. So after that, we will go back to the topic after the Kickstarter is finished, because then we will be able to evaluate things, money, and all important things, and make some more plans. Thank you for wishes from the Germany. Very nice to hear. What's more, early access. Is there a Kickstarter goal for DOMs? Doesn't have to be, because the DOMs will be able in early access, I think, from the beginning.
Yes, from the start of early access. Build.
Exactly. I don't understand Solar's YouTuber stream, but... Oh, okay. We will send keys to YouTubers, I suppose, or we have?
What? Can you repeat?
Keys for YouTubers. Okay, so maybe if in the topics of the YouTube keys for the YouTubers, sorry, is the best way is to contact Rami on our Discord or through mail, and she's managing all of those things. Yeah, that's the case. So contact Rami and or our mail, and which is basically Rami is receiving those mails.
Kickstarter goal for DOMs in beta. How many?
How many? Okay, 150k. Okay, the problems with adding anything to the beta now is that, guys, we have like a quite stable build.
Yes, we waste a lot of time, about 2 weeks or more, to create the stable version of beta, and we don't have more time to fix the bugs for the beta. We need to implement all the features, merge it, and after it fix all the game, not the single bugs created by each functionalities. So we can't support the beta and create the early access on the time.
Together, exactly, because it's a bit impossible to do it simultaneously. So we need to focus on one of the things. So if you want to early access be on time, then we need to focus on the early access, and then beta only very important hotfixes. Dark Spyro, I have checked. I think I don't. We haven't missed your comment, but please just send it one more time, and we'll try to answer that. Okay? Because we have. Okay. Any chance of getting hands on the early access version for further testing? Okay. So first, I don't think so for now. I suppose I don't know anything about the politics of testing the early access. For now, it's in the internal tests. Probably the publisher will also test that, and then who knows? Like it's actually not our decision. There's Spyro. I haven't even found all parts of Spotty yet, and the name Spotty is spot on because its behavior is spotty. Okay, so I didn't understand that comment a bit.
I don't
So
understand.
you need to say that in a more
Maybe
simpler way.
it's a language joke or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, streamers and YouTubers don't back in Kickstarter before, but streamers make this amazing more populate. Okay, so the key to the beta for the YouTubers, as I said, we are open to that idea. Sorry, and we can just contact Rami or our mail. Oh, okay. We thought so. How make soil for the greenhouse? Or it's something you have to find. You have to find the silicon.
Yes, silicon or only silicon.
I think only silicon.
I think you can grind another thing, but silicon is the main rock you can grind in the composter or fertilizer. I don't know which name is
used now.
In the game. You need to build the composter in the greenhouse, and after it you can grind the silicon and you go to the panel of the field and attach the soil to the ground.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, guys. So I just go back to the beta, and we if there is lots of questions, we try to answer them in the meantime. But also we have some. I think maybe we just switch because you wanted to show the percentage. Okay. One more thing.
I want to explain you something before we will back to the substance system, because when I started making the electricity system, I had a lot of questions why we need the percentage on the transformer and other devices.
You can build also the analog building. So yeah, because the question is somebody asked why you set not the value but the percentage of the output.
Yes. Yes, and now I want to explain something else, but this question is available too, but I'm not sure I know the answer now to your question. Why we set the presence, not the value.
Not the values.
Okay, I want to build the sample. I need
the transformer.
yes, but I must count how many devices to generate power I need. I think it's enough, or I will check later. Now I need two transformers.
Yeah, just guys, for the explanation, we use the console cheat console for that, because today we are not focusing on the gameplay strictly, but we are focusing on showing you and explaining how the electricity systems work. So that's why we are using cheats, and yeah, those are not available in the beta version. What about cheats in the early access? I don't know if the devs we would like to share that. Probably not.
Maybe we will discuss about it.
Maybe it's as another on the, I mean, the goal on the Kickstarter.
Maybe, but we had the votes from our team to give the cheats for the
Players.
for the full game. But in beta, it must be unavailable because we have not finished mechanics hidden behind the cheats, and we want to show it when it will work good after release.
And there is one thing I have to say, because there is a guy or a person or a lady, maybe, who knows, who is hiding behind the nick Mark Watney, and we see the reference there, and that person unlocked some things, and it generates cool. We don't have anything against that. Like, just please don't share that with all of the people here, because it will ruin their experience. But also that person unlocked some things which are not ready. Like we've been talking about that extended technology, which was designed by, I think, Banyo, and there are those tables in the game which you will be able to use to increase the technology level. And it's not ready. It's not like completely not playable, and that person has sent us the report that it's not working. And we didn't know what to respond, because it's not working, because it's not ready. So we were like very actually it was cool, because somebody took an effort to unlock that, which means that that person likes the game. And on the other hand, we had like, okay, that person is testing things that are in the game first but are not ready. So what to do now?
I have to focus what I want to do, but because I lost my example, what I had in my mind.
Okay, so we have like two transformers.
Yes.
What would you like to connect to each of them?
Maybe
it will give you like each of them will give you, the smaller ones give 5 kilowatts.
I think I need more transformers.
A curiosity here, while you were showing of power mind building large solar panels, show us those numbers. Okay, so basically each medium. We don't have large solars ready for the game. I mean, only the medium ones and the smaller ones. German Black Eagle, if there is no working bases, there might be, we said that in the known bugs there is a bug connected to game, to how the game makes IDs for the things, which causes bases to disappear. So that's that may cause some problems with disappearing and appearing bases. Okay, we. Yeah, you have kilo power connected.
Yes. I really forgot my example. Maybe I don't need for transformers only one. It is possible.
Let's check. We will see what happens.
for my example, which I forgot, I can show that now we can we have the percentage here to distribute electricity, and we can set how many electricity generated on the input is transferred to which building, and you can see that we have a total input here, and this is a sum of our 3 solar panels and kilopower reactor. So it's 59 kilowatts, and we have 2 buildings, and each of this building required 10 kilowatts per hour. So I distribute all electricity to one building, and I can divide by half to 1 and second. And you can see on the map that each building have now the power.
But again, generally, if we, for example, set like, because if you have values, and then the rest, okay, it's anyway is lost. Sorry, it's like a mistake from my side.
Rest is lost because we don't have
Battery,
any battery here.
If the kilopower gets damaged, does the radiation that emits its increase? I think yes.
Yes.
It can kill you quite fast. Will we have to feed the kilopower reactor with rods, or just one needed to build it? Just one needed to build it. It's connected to the idea of the very small reactors, like I think that the Westinghouse has designed the very small reactor, like the size of the fridge, which can power the very small city, like to 5,000 households, but it's just one time use. Okay, so we can explain.
But I really forgot this example. Maybe we can back to the substance, and after it we'll back to electricity.
Okay, wanna change?
Okay.
Okay. So
I will have the time for.
Okay. So rethink that. I know it's like sometimes it's difficult.
But this example was very simple.
I don't know.
It's a black hole in my mind now.
I just usually I think the percentage is the values you like. The percentage is, I think, easier just to manage. If for example, if you see the values and no, I just like didn't think about it too much anytime. It's just like seemed quite quite easy for me. Okay, guys, why is it not working? It's not working because no, it works. Oh, it works. Even it doesn't have electricity enough. Okay. Yeah.
And the oxygen
works. Okay, so we have a bug here.
Okay.
So if anyone from the team is listening to us, please report.
Or maybe the electricity is divided to the. No, because
No, it's not. It shouldn't work.
yes,
Then
it's 0 on the panel with oxygen.
Okay, so now it produces. It should produce 20. It should produce 20 liters per hour. So we should have input here 20 liters per hour, I suppose, but we don't have total input. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the Sabatier reactors work like in a proportionally. So we have like 1/3 of the power. So it gave us 1/3 of the and now it increases. Okay. So we have like 8.6 and 30, like maybe 50% of that is 4.1 liters here. Change that output to 50. Okay, maybe the easiest way. So this is actually how the pumps work. First of all, you have to remember that you can change water, methane, oxygen, and the same here. And I could, for example, add another pipe to the workshop and set, for example, the percentage. I don't know, like maybe we will do it like wait, it's 6, I suppose. So I don't want to think about the values. I just want to like send something like, I don't know, 20% goes to the workshop, right? I don't know, it's okay, we don't have power anymore. And on the radar I can check, I suppose, here that water and okay, so it's another like not mistake but bug.
So I think we need to do hot fixes.
We need to do hot fixes, guys. Okay. Okay, but we can use the that to store the power, and then we need, like, maybe we could use another pump. And okay, we need to sleep now. Where is there is over? Okay. You're on water. Oh, right. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. So, the problem is that actually I can't use that one. No, yeah. Okay, now works. No workings. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, so we have started a bit. So we sleep and then we continue. I think it's different to every area. The water and methane is shown on the map. Like, wait a minute for maybe more questions.
Oxygen source external.
Okay. Now we eat.
Oxygen.
But I think we haven't enabled cheats for that. Now we sleep. The base generation is random. The water sources are fixed. Yeah, we can say about it, because once we were fixing the how it's called, that tool, spectral detector, because the spectral detector is supposed to show you the water which is maximum 250 meters from you, right?
Maybe.
And
I don't know exactly how many meters.
I think it's something about that, but you could while the display was showing that no water source, you could you have seen the thing on the radar. Sorry, yes. Like we have today problems with speaking. I mean, you could say that. The water spot. You could see that even if it's further than 250 meters. So we adjusted that. There was a hotfix for that. I think you made it.
Yes, I made the hotfix. So It's I think it's not only the hot wheels. I do a little rework of what.
Yeah, yeah. That's the other question, because the another thing was that after that hotfix, we saw that you are starting the game and you can't continue with the tutorial, with the quest, because you have no water spots close to you. So you had to hotfix the water spot generation, so they're close to the place the player starts.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the answer to the question. Okay, and we can go back to the pumps. Hey guys.
So first, water spot is fixed to be close to the landing capsule, but another water spot is generated by the seat, like the bases.
And now we can properly finish the quests. Okay. The question is if you guys now get the idea of those systems, because that was the purpose of that stream. We made it maybe a bit complicated, but actually I made it a bit complicated. But the question is if it's understandable for everybody how it works. Okay, not that place, that side. You can't drink from the vertical tank, but you can drink from the horizontal. Okay, that's a good point.
But
I think you shouldn't be able to do that,
yes,
because
probably in the year you will be able to drink from any
outside building.
Yes. You will have the water tanks in your inventory, and you can change the tank on the backpack in the inventory, and you will have the ability. And now you have the ability to fill the tanks in the well, CO2 scrubber.
Yeah, we can show that
devices.
I think. Okay, I'm kind of like it should. Oh, okay. So it's lower than it should be, because we should be able to produce 20 liters per hour, but we are producing only 4. So something is wrong. We have enough energy. Can we have the bottles back after they are used? Yeah, that's actually the idea for the whole system.
Yes,
in the future.
The bottles will be back to your inventory, and you can fill it again. And you will not have 50 of the water tanks in the inventory like now, but only a few.
Okay, so we are very slowly storaging that. Okay, and if you don't want to, because you can use that to send all of the oxygen, for example, to the workshop at once. But you should. It's better if you add the another pump station. Right. I can't aim properly.
Okay, now I remember my example.
Okay. So I just switch to.
But you can end. this. And
Yeah. Okay.
You can show all what you want to show.
Oh, okay. I just want to show now that we have like now we have like 100 liters because it's the shit. It's broken. I didn't want to do that. Okay. With the pump station, you don't have the maximum amount of liters that can go through the hour, I suppose. Because like we have like 70 liters, and if I set 100%, it should go like immediately.
I think it's a limit. It's probably
yeah, but check it out.
6,000 per hour.
But this is a quite a big limit, you see. Okay, guys.
But we have a limit.
Yeah.
And the building has building is like the battery for the electricity. Building
Mhm.
can store the oxygen.
Exactly.
The building can't store the water. So if you connect the water, it will be back like the electricity. But if you connect
Mhm.
the oxygen, it will be storage inside.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so I wanted to say that we had like 100 liters here. We used the pump station, set the maximum amount, like maximum we could, and now all of that is here, as you can see. So it was done immediately like that. Should it be like that? I think it shouldn't be.
Oh,
I don't know. We have to discuss that.
Yes, we need to discuss.
Okay, because it's like if it's supposed to be like with the electricity, then it's bug.
But if you transfer the electricity through the transformer, also it transfer quickly in one update.
In one update?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Only on the battery you set the output power.
Okay.
But through the transformer.
You said only the percentage. Okay. Yeah, so that works exactly. So the transformer works exactly like the pump station. And it's one of the things that I said to the guys on the Discord. So I think the game is too complicated.
Probably.
A bit. Okay. So we will switch, and Patrick will. You have your example in your mind, right?
I think yes.
Okay.
No. But after a few seconds, I don't know.
Okay. So let's switch, and Patrick will show you the example with the percentage here.
So I will have
Tiefligen. That's interesting. That's interesting information. I haven't known that. I have to make more printers just to store. Yeah. Sadly, for now, the only thing that can be used for storing things is the rover. And and we have that back, another back, and the printer. Once more, I think 3 kilometers around my base from morning. What at the time? Okay, 2 tanks attached to the same reactor fill at different rates in my extensive testing. We need to check this out with whether the 2 tanks are filling in a different time. If reactor is always creating power, what is safe way to destroy without shocking damage? solar powers at night. I think there's no safe way to destroy the reactor. What do you think, Piotrek?
What?
Is there any safe way to destroy the kilopower reactor?
No.
No, Piotrek is confirmation.
Maybe by grinder.
And it's, if it's
it isn't safe because you need to be close, but it's better idea when destroying it by meteorite or dynamite.
Yeah, dynamite.
No, it's bad idea because the uranium pipe, which is inside the kilopower reactor, will spread on the terrain, and terrain will be very radioactive. When you try to destroy the kilopower reactor by grinder, you only had the radioactive on your grinding.
So basically speaking, guys, the good design of the base includes the idea that the reactors shouldn't be too close to your base. Yeah, you can find dynamite. I'm not sure we can find the dynamite trigger. It is called the how is it called, the detonator. Guys, I respect you playing in the Madman mode. I have to say that I tried it a few times, but actually we don't have time to play that game for fun. So that's the sad thing. It's such a cool game, and yeah, maybe when we check the balance. Okay, it's possible you could do that without damaging yourself, but in the meantime, usually you get hurt destroying things. You can destroy the solar while it's during the day too, but and you can not be hurt. You can avoid being hurt. But I just won't recommend that because it's random. It's maybe a few times you will succeed, but how was that movie called? That with those people who were tricking the fate or something like that.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies.
It was like some kind of a slasher movie when people who avoided crash accidents on the plane died in a very different and creative ways because the fate was chasing them. So you can evade that a few times, but no, not Mythbusters. Sorry. Okay, so Piotrek.
I created the example. So I have the kilopower reactor, which is strict connected to the first workshop. Each workshop needs 10 kilowatts per hour, and I have one small solar panel strict connected to the second workshop, and I have connected one solar panel to transformer, which is connected to another two transformers. And what we can do without distributing the electricity by the transformer. If we don't have the possibility to do it, for example, we don't have the panel with any output here to manage. The power can be divided with different ways. So for the first way, the power from the middle solar panel will be divided to two, half to one and half to second workshop, and in this case this workshop will take 46 and 0.5 kilowatts, and this workshop will take only 7.5 kilowatts, so it's not enough. So why we need to manage the electricity and distribute it? We can create the algorithm to optimize the way to distribute, but it will be very hard and
Time consuming.
yes, but and it will be create very lag every update, because if we start from this kilopower reactor, all power will be transferred to one warehouse. So this solar panel don't need to transfer energy to this warehouse, because this warehouse has the power from kilopower. So all energy can be transferred to another, and this power is only transferred to this warehouse. But if we start from this device, it can be divided, because we don't know about this connection, and we don't know that the electricity can be transferred from kilopower.
So basically speaking, it's rather the problem how a program should divide the power and where to start. It's not actually the problem for the player or for the UI. The problem is how to create the algorithm that does that efficiently and actually does the job.
Yes, you have right. This is the problem of algorithm, because every algorithm which we will make will be very
time consuming and power consuming for the computer. So every 10 minutes it has to like recalculate that.
Because the algorithm should start from each device and select the best way how to divide.
And this is actually quite simple construction, because we have only 3 transformers. And when the players have also the batteries, much more sources of power, much more transformers. I've seen things in the prologue. You've also seen that how the players can make it complicated. And then so guys, why is not automatic but we set percentages? Because it would kill your computer.
Yes, each device in the system will expand the algorithm not by one, but
much more.
Much more. It will be not straight function, but this how this
not the algorithmic, but I have forgotten the English name. Yeah, it's not the straight function, but it's the increases like the not Michael or Jacek. We need to. So it's not just adding the same amount every time. It's like multiplying the amount of the calculations that your computer will need. Yeah, that's the problem.
It's exactly what I want to say.
Okay, so yeah.
But your question is why we can't use the values, not the percentage. I don't know now why, but the input is not constant. So it's a problem. Or maybe no, it's not a problem. But
I think it's no. For me, generally speaking, it's not the problem of the. It's rather how you choose at the beginning. It's like those are the two ways you can go, and they are like similarly useful friendly. It's just the question which one we have chosen at the beginning, and rebuilding that for the it's like the question of the choice, not which one is better. Because
but I think we can change to values. But in the case when the input
is lower,
when the output, it should be
so
divided.
like cut off the lower number, like, or what? Because for example, that the first one has the highest priority, or what?
I think in the system with the values, and when you put the, for example, 10 kilowatts in the first output and 5 kilowatts on the second output, and for example you have only 5 kilowatts, it should be divided by percentage.
By percentage.
Yes, for the.
I think maybe that was because wasn't the idea that the buildings may work, but they won't work efficiently enough if you don't have like the full amount of energy for them? Wasn't something like that?
If a building don't have full energy, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work completely.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe that was just one of the decisions that were made a long time ago, and nobody knows why.
But maybe we can create the mechanics
I wouldn't touch it. Don't touch it. It works. Don't touch it.
But what's with the error? It should work with half electricity, or it shouldn't work.
No. Just I mean, don't change it. If it works, don't change it. Okay, guys. I think we have like for 2 hours. We are streaming for 2 hours. So maybe we just answer a few questions and made a short summary. What do you think?
I think good idea.
Because I actually don't have more ideas for because I think we explained everything we wanted. So okay. Whoa, what is OCD? Tagging the transformers. Tagging the transformers. You mean tag them on the radar?
You can tag the transformers and all the buildings. When you create the pin, you have the pin with automatically added name of the building.
Okay, right.
And you can change the name. For example,
and they go on the list, or they don't have to go on the list. You see, guys, it's already in the game. So you think about the feature, and it's already in the game.
You can add to the list by clicking to list.
Yeah. Okay.
Automatically, it's not on the list. But now it's on the list.
Okay.
And you can do with each building.
Actually, I haven't even know about that. So I've been playing for the game for so long, and okay. Is it okay if you message me on? Yeah, you can just, guys. You can DM me.
But don't ask about cheats, please.
Yeah, exactly. we have already told that. So yeah, you can DM me. I read all of your messages. I don't respond to every single one of them because like it's many, and I also take care about Steam community. And I have to do some testing from time to time and attend the meetings with the team. So if you don't get a response from me, it doesn't mean I haven't read it. I read your message, and probably I passed it to the person which is responsible for whatever it is about. What will you be able to do with the rocket with the landing capsule on top? Will you be able to launch ourselves into space? I think that's actually a secret because it may be connected to the like content of the early access. But yeah, we can't talk about that now. Will there be a way to open the hangar door from the outside? Okay, the door to the hangar and remote open or from the outside. We've been talking about that. I think it's the one of the features that we would like to add, but we don't know when. Have we told you about that? Have we? Maybe we haven't made the task. But the QA team agreed that we need that feature.
Okay, I don't remember.
Okay, so maybe we discuss that maybe tomorrow. But I'm quite sure that we discuss that. You can DM me that on the Discord.
I was smiling because when I read this question, I think about landing capsule and the solid rocket on the top. This small rocket which you can launch by the detonator. and after Łukasz answer, I understand about the question.
Okay, the modes, new modes. You mean the difficulty levels? Okay, guys. So I think we haven't talked about that with the team, but we think that maybe we will add more options for the like more detailed options for the start of the game. Like for example, if you played Civilization or Crusader Kings from Paradox, there are like multiple options you can send, like invasions or no invasions or something like that. So maybe, like, no promises because we need to discuss that first. If it's possible and the team agrees, because it's like also the question for the design team, maybe we will be able to add those questions. So you could choose where to start with the weather effects or not, but like no promises, we have to discuss that. We know that some of the games add such additional like questions for the game start. Question on disasters hard mode selection: does increasing difficulty increase the damage weather causes, or how often? I think how often they come, not the amount of damage.
I'm not sure now, but I think it's only it is also increase
the damage.
No, the damage, but the parts of weather effects. So maybe, for example, for the tornado, the power of moving the player, and for another weather effect, something different.
Okay. Yeah, another question. The technical knowledge section in the free play menu. How much of the tech trees are they unlocked? That settings is locked in the beta. No, it means like this is other question about the. Guys, too much questions.
In the year you will have the new tech tree. It will be the better, the larger, with a lot of new technologies. This technology tree in the beta is only for the beta, so we locked this button because it's only technology tree for the beta.
Okay, but the question is actually about how big part of that will be unlocked. We don't know that yet. It's a question of balance and like balancing the difficulty levels. Okay, the question from Groden Griezmann. Okay, and from the German Black Eagle. 4K with RTX are a lot of RAM drops, lags, and FPS drops. I think the question of performance will be the issue after the early access.
Yes, but before the early access, we also do elite performance issues. We are trying to to increase the FPS from our helmet UI, because
FPS drops in the
Yes,
first person perspective.
and more things inside the base which is not visible for the player will be hidden to rendering and another optimization.
Dark Raven, don't be sorry. We know that you're hungry for more info, and this is the stream. This is the streams are for. So no problem. And maybe the last question: will the radar work as a radar and find other abandoned buildings, especially traveling at night? Map can still be used as a map, or I don't know. Maybe in the future as a feature.
Now radar is only the name of our map, but we thought about mechanics to scan the terrain for the bases or another interesting places.
Okay, and really the last question, but it's actually quite important. This has probably been asked, but if the online co-op mode doesn't make the Kickstarter, will it be added in the early access after the Kickstarter? Because I feel this game would be fantastic in the co-op mode. So this is actually quite complicated question, because the Kickstarter is like our CEO Jacek has talked about the purpose of the Kickstarter and why we started that. And generally everything depends on the like actually maybe how much money do we have to finish the game, and we believe that the game will have a very good results and we will be able to finish the early access, and this is something that we are working very hard and for years, but if we have enough money, the co-op will be added. And the unlocking the key that in the Kickstarter just makes it more possible. So everything is about the how much are the results of the game. It's like you have to pay the devs, you have to pay the rent for the office and so on. So this is actually a question of the possibility to finish the game in the early access. But the success of the Kickstarter campaign makes us think that it's quite possible, and the game, people are interested in the game, so yeah, pizza money needed. Okay, exactly. Money for the pizza too. Okay, guys. So let's summarize. So we've been talking about the electricity, about the pumping system. We have explained for you a few things that we thought needs some explaining, especially about that whole system, which seems to be a bit complicated. Okay, Kanimal, that's one more question. We will be revealing the merch options after Kickstarter. I don't know, the merch is very tempting, but it also it's something that consumes time and money. So no promises. Okay, guys. So
thanks, Impetus.
Yeah, that's cool. We it's thanks. It's cool you liked it. So thanks you all for being here with us. We appreciate the possibility to talk with you and being able to answer your questions. And we killing. That's right. That's the cool idea. Remember that you can talk with us on our Discord channel, Steam community. You can also comment on the Kickstarter, spread the goodwill about the Occupy Mars, and what more can we say? Thank you for being here with us. That's all for today, and I hope we will see you next Thursday, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thanks and bye.
Bye bye. See ya, guys. Live as we say, live long and prosper. Wait a minute.